Possible,
Oh
possible,
yeah.
Kevin. Morning.
How you doing, man?
Well, howdy. It is mighty early in the morning.
Nighttime over there in New Zealand.
Well,
It's
it's
like
like
it's 3:40.
3:54 in the morning, so like
Oh, former morning.
it's early.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So,
You're over there in the land of J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, I'm in the land
do
of
you know who
bullshit.
J.R. Turk? Do, do, do you know? Do you know J.R. Turkin? Possible?
Good God, no. Not
Let's see.
exactly one of
Okay,
my
he doesn't
favorite
know.
writers. I tried to read the book when it was big over here, all damn years ago. Let me tell y'all a story. No,
Yeah, I had to read all that stuff when I was.
but
So, Kevin,
yeah, like
what is it? Is it fiction or nonfiction book?
That was the writer of Lord of the Rings
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
and The Hobbit and all that stuff. So I had to read all that stuff when I was
But
in
but
school.
the thing is, like you try to read those, and they are the most boring books in existence.
Yeah, because they're written in like a third party um, King's English. It's kind of like reading a
Well, I
Shakespeare.
mean, like you have to be interested in the subject matter to actually get through the first like 5 chapters or something.
Yeah, I took it in English. What do they call that? English. Why does it escape me? English.
English,
English literacy.
yeah,
English literature.
lit. Yeah, English lit. Yeah,
Yeah.
very interesting.
And then fast forward 20 years after that, they came out with movies to watch, and they did film them in New Zealand, which is a beautiful country.
Okay. So, probably I was unaware of the fact that you were a musician. What instrument do you play?
Oh, oh no, I mean like I'm not. Oh goddamn autocorrect.
Yeah,
What I was trying to say with that comment was like I'm no musician or nothing, but it's like yeah, realistically, what kind of features can you honestly use if you're a musician on here?
yeah. Well, like Kevin said, I think
Like
if
present
you
on screen,
haven't,
yeah, I'm gonna play a track and then I'm gonna play over a track.
yeah. But I think that with the features they have,
And I mean,
you could probably eventually play uh, a track and actually sing over a track. Eventually, I think that's what they're going to do with the audio. What do you think, Kevin?
right.
Well,
So like plagiarism.
there's several things you could do, not only in music but in any kind of broadcasting. If you want to take it, if you want to start at the highest level, uh, we're talking about having a mixer and having a camera or two, so you can have multiple angles that can all be worked through the OBS, which is just a piece of software that switches everything around. So so everything's controlled by you,
It's a
and you don't
piece of
need to
software
have
that
cameramen
confuses
or
everything.
whatever. And it's basically as far as you want to take it, And most of the musicians that are featured here on Haps, they haven't gotten even to the first baby step. So what they're doing with the featured artists, if you noticed, they're younger musicians, and what they're doing is they're just basically playing
It's hip
into
Scott's telling me.
into a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
And so
So,
the step up
so
from
like I
that.
was saying,
What's that?
so like I was saying, no, like I was saying, Kevin. So they're not using the actual platform yet, whether it's OBS or StreamYard, to the effectiveness of them
Exactly.
broadcasting. Okay. All
Exactly.
right.
They're not using it to its potential.
Okay. So when
Yeah,
they say
but I feel
feature,
like this is the whole problem in general. Is like you have people that understand all the quote unquote features or the so called features, and then you have like all these people that don't necessarily understand how they can utilize the features that are available to however they want to broadcast.
yeah. So
Well,
one
you
of
know,
the things, possibly one of the things you may not be aware of, we have a very friendly community here, and a lot of people will walk you through if it's OBS or StreamYard. If you just reach out and ask for help, people walk you through all these different things. I got a lot of help on here, so that I know how to broadcast and do all the features from other people. So
I mean, I used to watch
it's all,
the Pablo tutorials and stuff, and the dude does good work when it comes to tutorials and stuff.
yeah, they
But
do. So
with the new app, I don't know if he's still doing them or not.
I think that some of the people on the platform have done them. I don't know. Have they got Kevin back to their tutorials yet?
no, I think Pablo, Peter, and who's the other guy? Not Mark.
The
Mark
only
was
two that ever really did anything.
Pablo, Peter, and the third guy. I forgot. Uh, they're
The third guy,
mainly
exactly.
worker.
The third guy.
They're mainly worker bees, and
Yeah, okay.
so the higher executive guys that you saw on the last stream, which would be Mark and the two other guys. I don't remember them. Um, they're more of the corporate. They're more of the corporate guys handling the the direction of the application. And then there's people behind
Okay.
the scenes that we don't know. They're your programmers, your coders,
Yeah, that's where the sausage is being made. The
and
sausage is being made when nobody can see it.
the
So
the kitchen workers.
exactly. Well, I always say, especially even in our meetings, it sounds good on paper, what you want to do, but then when you get it to your coders and your engineering team, and then they'll let you know if it's possible or not.
Yeah,
Because like I had one, we need to do a new registry where we could do from our software where families come in and they can use their phone to register on the registry book. Well, it takes 14 hours just for that one app, the one text message, so that to families when they come in, they can use their phone to text their registry book sign in and leave a message for the family. But it takes 14 hours for them to develop it, so it's not developed yet.
yeah.
That's a long ass time.
So yeah, but when you get it done, then you got to go through the real beta test because you have to have people use it and get all the bugs out of it. Because sometimes what's being coded doesn't always happen in real time until you get it in front of the families. And when you do it 1,000 times, you realize all the stuff that needs to be in it. Hey, Stevie, morning. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is one of the things that we were talking the other day, Pablo, Kevin and I, of just going through the timeline of all the stuff that we have come to, even having these different apps. We're a long way from all the different forms of communication. Now we can talk to people around the
I
world.
mean, it's weird, especially if we talk like old folk, and then they'll try to combine everything, but in doing so, there's a whole lot of stuff that's there's a whole lot of stuff that's all combined, but there's not really any way to do it separately.
Well, there's really no there's really no need uh, to go out and to go out into outer space with mixers and um to utilize what I was talking about with the mixers and the cameras and the OBS. There's really no need for that. If you want to go that route, you can go that route, but you can just simply pick up a phone and broadcast on the same thing with your laptop.
Yeah,
I mean,
But
which is
you
still
do
pretty.
need a strong enough internet connection, though.
the
Yeah.
thing that I fear with this new upgrade with the presenting stuff is that not only are the people are having problems now with outdated phones um, trying to stream, and now with the presentation stuff, that's going to affect people with the outdated computers.
Well, you know what that means?
Yeah, I mean, Apple has been doing that shit for years.
So if
Yeah.
you
So,
don't
so
have,
you know what that means? It means upgrade, Kevin.
yep,
Time to get something new.
yeah. So if you don't have a
Which
powerful
is, but
computer,
this
you're
is the
not going to
thing,
be
though.
able.
It's like,
Morning.
I was getting I was getting shit from like, I think originally when we were still using the previous beta, like I was like, yeah, I'm running into this problem, I'm running into that problem, I'm using a flagship Android phone, and they were like, get an iPhone and you won't have the problems. I'm like, why the hell does it depend on one particular brand? It's not like a straightforward upgrading thing. It's like, oh, I have a really outdated Android phone, and then I upgrade to a flagship Android phone, and suddenly the problems are gone. It's, oh, it works predominantly on like an Apple device.
Yeah, I think some of the platforms that they choose when the coders are coding it, I don't think they code it for both types of operating systems. Android
Well,
Yeah,
and iOS is too.
yeah, they don't really run
iOS
it
is too.
both ways, right?
Exactly.
well,
Uh, and,
coding.
and, and Kevin, does the PC uh, is that all under Windows, or is that also an iOS or Android
No,
operating system?
PC is Android, iOS is Apple.
Okay,
But
so PC,
I,
so
I,
PC's already. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what's that? PC is what?
No, I was gonna say so. PC is all under Android uh, operating system under Android.
Yeah, you can take an Android phone and you can Bluetooth connect it to a PC. So if you have a high-end Windows computer with Windows 10, 11 coming out next year, you can take a high-end Samsung or any kind of high-end Android and you can Bluetooth it to a high-end Windows computer, and you can transfer files without a cable through Bluetooth.
Oh, nice.
So the technology moves. It moves in lockstep with each other. So the thing with
It's
my
here,
IT
well, it's the
background,
future.
the thing with
It's the
my
future.
IT background is that with programming and new technology, Apple because Apple has always been proprietary with their equipment and always been secretive about not selling their secrets of how they make their phones and their Apple computers. It's much easier to program. So when you come out with a new application, when you come out with new gadgets, when you come out with new video games, it's easier to go Apple first because Android is more complicated. So
Yeah.
you'll notice like
Although,
Heckle.
wouldn't it make sense to work backwards, like tackle the hard problem and then the other one is a simpler problem?
No, because Apple makes more money and it's simpler and faster to get it done. So if a new video game comes out or a new application comes out, you'll notice that it'll only be available for Apple. like Heckle, for example, is a new streaming platform that's out, and Heckle is only available on Apple because it was quick to make, and every most people have Apple, so boom, that's released. And when you go to Heckle's website, it'll say we are working on making an Android version, which we're not going to see for another year because
Stevie said she likes Echo.
yeah, Heckle's great, but as far as the
I don't even
Android
think
side
I've
of it,
used it.
it's going to take about a year for it to catch up because Android programming is complicated.
With a unique name, Heckle. They're heckling you.
Like a
I'm heckling you for a lower price because that benefits me.
Yeah.
and I divorced myself from Apple, even though I've been using it for 20 years as a musician. I divorced myself from
20
Apple because
years, you're a company man.
I
Yeah.
divorced myself from Apple because I see what they have been doing in the past 10 years is they've been upgrading people out of the use of the product. To give you an example, my friend had a $3,000 amplifier that he used that worked with Apple back in 2010. He bought the amplifier, he bought an iPad in 20. By 2015, with the upgrades to the amplifier with a Personas amplifier, by 2015, the Personas updates did not jive with the iPad updates. So what Apple does is they over update the iPad so it's no longer compatible with the Personas amplifier. So the iPad becomes useless. So they force you to buy a new iPad.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I
it's a
said
money trap, but nobody wants to admit that.
enough of that. I'm done with that. There are ways to get around it. It's called a
It's called what?
Hackintosh.
Oh, okay. Sound like hopscotch.
Right.
A Hackintosh. A Hackintosh is a Hackintosh is a Frankenstein computer that you build yourself that can run Apple and Android, and it's super high speed. It's affordable. You build it yourself, and it will last you 10, 15 years,
And then it becomes an Android.
and then you don't have to worry about whether you're running Windows or Apple because you can
Very
run both.
interesting.
Yeah,
Very, very interesting.
and that came from the Apple and they said, forget about this. We'll develop this Frankenstein, and we won't be
Yeah.
slaves. We won't be slaves to either.
Yeah. Sounds like sounds
We'll
like
use
when
them
they
both,
make
but we're not slaves to either.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sounds like the what they call that gun that they make at home, Kevin? You know,
the kit.
I
the
don't
kit
know.
gun, yeah. Yeah, they make a kit gun you can put together that's made entirely at home.
Yeah,
So
and the
Is that
straw
that
that broke
3D
it.
printing gun or something?
Yeah,
yeah, similar.
the straw that broke the camel's back for me was that when you have an Apple device and you crack the screen or it malfunctions on you, you have to take that thing to an Apple store, or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
you
up
have to
shit
send
creek without no paddle.
it into an Apple repair, even though you pay for Apple Care, you have to take it to a place to and guess what? You are without a phone until they fix it. Now
Yeah.
With Android, you pay $10 a month for assuring and insurance,
Yep.
which I have on my Android for it. I have a Samsung S10 Galaxy, which is probably 2 years old. They have the new 821 is the new phone for Samsung, but I have Assyrian insurance on it. So if my Android were to take a crap today, I can call up Assyrian, and in 5 minutes they can draw up uh, uh, they can draw up a request to have my phone replaced. By tomorrow morning, overnight, FedEx will FedEx me a phone, the same exact phone, brand new. And Android has a way to transfer. They have software to transfer everything that's on this phone to the new phone that comes in tomorrow morning. And then I have 15 days to put this old phone in their return envelope and send it and goodbye and never see it again.
Nice. Sounds like
I
Good
customer
don't miss
God.
service.
a step.
Sound like customer service, huh?
Yeah, I don't miss a step.
Yeah,
And so that,
but that's why I like that you have choices. You know,
yeah,
you don't have to just choose one platform. Now I use both platforms because now I'm when I'm walking, I'm actually broadcasting on my Android.
yeah,
When I when I'm in my office, I'm on my PC, and when I'm driving, I'm on my iPad.
yeah,
so so there's all different platforms that I use, but my iPad, which is the iOS, uh, I get to do that when I'm broadcasting and driving around the city and stuff because
yeah,
my phone screen is so small.
yeah.
So it's a lot easier. Makes it easier.
Yeah, a lot of business people that I know, they do that. They they have one of each device
Yeah,
for
and I
multiple
also have
uses.
the setup in my vehicle to where I can put my laptop up, just like the portable thing that the police officers have in their car.
Yeah, like
I have that.
Tesla.
I yeah. Oh, I have the same Cassie
Yeah,
where you can sit the computer, everything in, locks in pretty tight, so it doesn't move.
yeah,
So, and I have a traveling power pack that goes up to 12 hours. So I have 12-hour 220 voltage watts that I can plug in, like I plug it into the wall.
that's cool.
Yeah. So, well, I operate my car. We call it the mobile office. I also call it the mobile university because what they say here in California, if you drove regular, you can get a university degree in 1 year driving 4 hours a day through California. Every day,
Yeah,
4 hours. Just listen to different teachings and podcasts. And you can get a university degree in 1 year just
stuck
listening.
in traffic.
Yeah. Well, I don't. you know what? I always say it's the mobile office. It may go slow. So when people say, "Hey, you know, we get to work at home now," everything else, and I always tell people, I've been working on the road for the last 20 years. So I've helped and answered calls and return emails and everything else just by calling out names. You know, you can call
Yeah,
out a name, it'll put the name. It says compose email. You can do all that by voice now. You know,
yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing. You know,
yeah.
only thing I don't like is the auto check. When it does that spell check, it's not good.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty amazing the things that are happening now. They have this credit card thing that it looks like a credit card, and it's actually a business card, and
yes,
uh, they use NFC technology, which
yeah,
has been for a long time. NFC technology allows you to tap phones together and transfer files just by tapping with no. holding the phones together and transferring files.
Yeah, I think that's called near field. I forgot what the C stands for, but I
Yeah,
use that. I use that especially when I'm at
NFC, but yeah.
yeah NFC. And that's near field, but I use that. We have two different applications. I have a digital business card, so if I'm up
yeah,
to somebody, I can bring my phone over to them, and they can automatically get my business card, all my data and everything,
yeah,
just from the phone. And then we also have an app that we put on memorial markers,
yeah,
so they can go up to their phone with their phone, and they can go up whether it's a mausoleum or if it's a marker on the ground, and they can actually with their NFC put their phone right up to it, and it'll pop up the person's life, pop up their whole all their history. It's pretty neat.
yeah.
The obituary,
So,
everything is loaded. Yeah.
mhm.
And scary at the same time, gentlemen.
Well, it's not scary. It's just information about the person that passed, just the obit and the
Yeah.
photos.
So they stepped it up
Hmm.
one level where the QR codes
Yeah,
that
I
you
use them too.
see in a restaurant or whatever, where you can open up your camera and hit the QR code and get the menu of the restaurant or get information.
Yeah.
A funny looking code. So now
Yep.
they've gone a step further where you do not need to scan the QR code. Now the information is on a credit card where those credit cards where you just hold it over the machine. You don't need to swipe it or stick it in with a chip. You
Yeah.
just tap it. You just tap it over the machine and it takes your info, credit
Oh
or
wow.
debit. So now they have a
I'm
business card
gonna
like
have
that.
to go and try and get some rest.
Oh, you're fading there, but
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad we helped you. Possible. Get some rest, my friend. Nice talking to you.
yeah, I will
Okay.
try and be back home when I can.
All right, my
My
friend.
All
body
right.
Take
is
care of
going through
yourself.
hell.
Nice talking to you,
Bye,
sir.
Stevie and
Kevin.
Edward and Kevin.
All right. Take care.
All right, I will catch
All right.
y'all
All right.
sometime.
All right. Possible. Thanks. Have a good day. Possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
try and sleep.
all right, buddy. uh, so,
Uh,
whew.
So yeah, with this, they've copied that technology where